Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Avery Henningsen, and I'm joined by Keenan Credoweth. Welcome to the Husson University Men's Soccer 2023 season home opener here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles are set to take on the Wentworth Institute of Technology Leopards in their first matchup of the season. The Eagles flew to a 15-4-2 record last season and won the North Atlantic Conference Championship, while the Leopards managed to claw their way to a Commonwealth Coast Conference 7th place finish at 4-11-3. Caden, first of all, let me extend a warm welcome to the broadcast team. This is your first game here on the network. What are you looking forward to in this one?
I'm looking forward to see all these young guys playing. I mean, we're looking at Wentworth, who has 13 first-year players, and then Husson's got 11 to fill in for that big senior class they lost. So I'm very excited. First game back, Husson is going to be jam-packed with sports this weekend.
Yeah, the Eagles won both of their preseason matchups coming into this one over USM and St. Joe's. Obviously, it's hard to kind of compare these two teams. They play in two different conferences. Obviously, Wentworth, more from the Boston area. They play more of that kind of Nichols schedule down there. But the last time we saw these two play each other was back in 2019, where Wentworth won 1-0. Probably about the only player on this Husson roster. Maybe, I think Ben Chumway, maybe Alex Bryant were both on that Husson team 4 years ago now. It makes me feel old, but
I wasn't even here 4 years ago. I wasn't even considering college 4 years ago, so yeah. It puts life in perspective a little bit. We have two new rosters, two new everything. Last time they played here, did we even have turf on the field?
I'm not 100% sure. I think that got put in the last 5 years or so probably close to it. I think the only comparison I could see just looking at records was Husson last year managed to tie Gordon College, who finished 4th place in the CCC, ahead of Wentworth, and they beat New England College, who beat Wentworth in the playoffs for the CCC. So a little bit of stuff you can look at last year, but like you said, two different rosters. Obviously, Husson losing some key players from last season. I think Gerard Arias.
Well, that didn't stop Gavin Penny from saying we brought in a lot of quality. I think we were definitely be able to replace what we lost and some. So I'm excited. We got some freshmen in the starting lineup today, so I'm ready. I'm ready to see what these kids bring.
11 new players for this Husson Eagles team after losing 14 from the year before. Obviously, not all of those were seniors. Lost a couple players, including Will Feldman, who had that kind of iconic goal in the championship overtime for the win for the Eagles.
It was sad to see him go, especially with that big goal. You thought, there we go. That was our freshman from England. But we'll see. We'll see. We retained most of that back line, so the defense should be just as good.
And we'll be handing this over to PA man Joseph Swanson here in just a second to do the national anthem and the starting lineups. We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
For today's game, featuring the Leopards of Wentworth Institute of Technology, taking on your Eagles of Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from Boucher Field. the starting lineups for today's contest. First for the visiting Leopards. At back, a senior number 8, Niall Keeler. In goal, a senior number 1, Noah Lawless. At midfield, a freshman number 2, Shane Byrne. At back, a sophomore number 3, Sam Biefer. At forward, a junior number 7, Christopher Jimenez. At back, a freshman number 14, Adam Robertson. At forward, a senior number 17, Jacob Dukeshire. At back, a freshman number 18, Zachary Redondo. At midfield, a freshman number 23, Alex Burnham. At forward, a freshman number 27, Dylan Mashad. And at forward, a sophomore number 28, Kyle Hollahan. The Leopards are under the direction of head coach Connor Erickson. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A senior from Concord, New Hampshire, number 6, Mosi Masimango. In goal, a freshman from Houston, Texas, number 33, Samuel Bermudez. A junior from Las Rozas, Spain, number 4, Pedro Molina. A junior from Madrid, Spain, number 9, Mario Alvarez. A freshman from Madrid, Spain, number 15, Hugo Jopez. A junior from Huelva, Spain, number 17, Domingo Infante. A graduate student from Dedham, Massachusetts, number 20, Ben Shumway. A sophomore from Caracas, Venezuela, number 21, Carlos Echevers. A freshman from Pembroke Pines, Florida, number 23, Alejandro Castellanos. A freshman from Puerto Rico, Portugal, number 27, Miguel Dubahal. A junior from Frauenfeld, Switzerland, number 30, Florian Gasser. The Eagles are under the direction of head coach Gavin Penny, and he's assisted by Matt Goodman and Mitch Matzigamba. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network, that was the starting lineups. To go over those one more time in case you couldn't quite catch it. Number 4, Pedro Molina. Number 6, Mosi Masamango. Number 9, Mario Alvarez. Number 15, the freshman Hugo Lopez. Number 17, Domingo Infante. Number 20, the graduate student Ben Shumway. Number 21, Carlos Echevers. Number 23, Alejandro Castellanos. Number 27, Miguel Dubahal. Number 30, Florian Gasser. And in goal, the freshman Samuel Bermudez. And for the visiting Wentworth Technology Leopards, it'll be number 1, Noah Lawless in goal. Number 2, Shane Byrne. Number 3, Sam Biefor. Number 7, Christopher Jimenez. Number 8, Niall Keelar. Number 14, Adam Robertson. Number 17, Jacob Dukeshire. Number 18, Zachary Redondo. Number 23, Alex Burnham. number 27, Dylan Mitchute, and number 28, Kyle Hallahan. Wentworth will be in the all-black gold numbers, moving from left to right here in this first half. The Eagles were off-white gray color out there. I think those are new uniforms this season.
They look nice, though. They look good wearing them.
And it will be Wentworth who will see who starts in the center circle here.
Now, obviously, this is a new year, but something you want to watch with this Wentworth team, watching some of that film from last year, is they love to pressure the D, which we know our defense loves to go up the field with it a lot. So just something to look out for when this game gets going.
Pedro Molina, left back there for the Eagles, made a lot of big runs for them. And the Eagles worked a lot on dropping a player back into that spot while he took it right up the middle. It's definitely a very big counterattack offense for the Eagles.
6 men on the line. Could be trying to get it in deep early right here.
And the season is underway. Masamongo will send it up towards the left side. That one's going to get headed out of bounds. It will stay with Wentworth here as they try to get that one underway right away. Alejandro Castellanos getting his first touch on the ball for the Eagles. The Eagles win this one right back, it looks like. Barring the foul call there, Shumway came in a little hard on that one.
I do like that start play, but if it doesn't go right, you're giving the ball right back to the other team, and they can counterattack really quickly.
Yeah, I think Masamongo trying to send that one over the top as the Eagles will choose to hold Wentworth kind of at that red lacrosse line out there. Eagles take this one back in transition, a little poke pass into the middle here. Alvarez going to send a nice through ball up to Gasser. Collision in the middle there. Gasser back to the middle. This one's going to bump out to Castellanos, who's going to usher this one out of bounds. I think that one had pressure on his back. That was almost a golden opportunity there for Husson early in this one. This one sent high up towards Lopez. Alvarez is going to send this to Gasser in the middle. Traverse thinks about it there. Looks like that could have almost been a handball call on that one, kid.
One thing you're going to want to look out for as well with this Wentworth team is we touched a little bit on it in the pregame show. They lost a lot of defenders. Well, they have 2 main defenders who played almost every minute of every game for them last year. Started every game, finished every game. They lost 2 of them, so they got some new guys back there. Could be a golden opportunity for the Eagles.
Yeah, and especially in this kind of first game, defenses takes a little bit sometimes for defenses to figure out kind of their shell and their shape out there and who covers who on which plays. As this one's going to get flicked up, it'll be Eagles ball.
Not only that, but bearing a 3 to 5 hour bus ride up here, could see some tired legs.
I would assume that Wentworth probably left this morning rather than coming up last night, spending it in a hotel. Wentworth kind of in that Boston area. Almost a nice little spin around the back there by Echeverse. He will get the foul call. So the Eagles will have free kick here, not attacking position, but a good spot to try to send a ball in.
We saw this a lot from them last year. They have good plays off this, and this is where they get most of their goals. Or get opportunities at least.
It's going to be interesting to see what this Eagles offense looks like this season. Obviously, not missing players, but more kind of lost a couple of those offensive striker-type players. As this one sent in, goalkeeper comes out and gets it. Eagles kind of sent everyone from that defensive line. Obviously, some of our better players in the air for them. Shumway, Infante, and Molina. So a long ball up towards the middle. Infante is going to kick that one up. The Eagles have definitely had the lion's share of the possession, I think, in this one so far. Wentworth hasn't, I don't think, really moved it past the lacrosse lines out there on the field. The yellow ones.
Yeah, Wentworth isn't really possessing here. Playing a lot of ball, trying to get it up right up to the strikers as soon as they get it in that back line.
Castellanos has some space in front of him. Takes his time sending it to Gasser. A little too late on that one. Alvarez gets down.
It's a great block. Defending the counterattack there. Now you get your defenders back.
Really the core of this team is those central midfielders for the Eagles, I think. And Alvarez, Asamongo, and Echeverse out there. They're better players. So this one popped up. Freshman goalkeeper comes out of his box, knocks that one wide. Another big play out there. This one a little outside of the football into the middle. I think that was probably the best chance that Wentworth has had that whole game. Of a missed header by Shumway, went over the top, found a Wentworth player all alone out there. As this one's passed back to Molina. Might see one of those signature little runs here. He sends one across the field. That'll be to Dubahal, one of the new players for this Eagles squad. I wouldn't be surprised in this one, Caden, if towards the end of this, obviously non-conference game, this game's not exactly preference for end-of-season finishing totals. Obviously, Gavin Penny would love to win this one. It's also a good game to get some of your younger players out there.
Well, you want to win everyone, but any opportunity, get some of those freshmen some experience, get the boat legs out from under them. You're going to take that opportunity when it comes.
The Eagles' first couple games will all be out of conference games. Play Emerson on Sunday, followed by Worcester State University and Bowdoin the week after that. And then it will be Thomas in the first MAC conference game on Tuesday, September 12th. And that will be really the first, I think, kind of not the start of the season, sort of say, but more just kind of that's when the games start to really matter. As Gasser finds their way out wide here. A nice little move inside. Shot by Alvarez. This one's going to be just high.
That seems like to be the plan of the attack. Get it out wide, cross it back in.
That was Castellanos out there on the wing. We saw the Eagles do this a lot last year, kind of run a three-back kind of defense and then have these wingers really push the sidelines and up the field and then have kind of central players in the middle for them to pass to. Noah Lawless today, the goalkeeper for Wentworth. And only at 5'8", so I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles try to send some shots high on him in this one. Obviously, I'm sure college goalkeeper, really good out there. Very active, very agile, but those zones kind of increase up towards the top of the box.
It was indeed. Now watching that game last year, he's super athletic. Dives left to right very well.
This one passed into the middle by Wentworth. One's a pass way out wide here. This is Shane Byrne with it. Really the first time we've seen Wentworth bring together 3 or 4 passes in a row here. This one knocked away by the midfield. This will be Dobahal going up the middle. Freshman to freshman here as Lopez turns on the Jets around the corner, taking a shot low. That one was on target, though. Goalkeeper there to make the save. Kind of see that speed out there from Lopez. It looked like he kind of had a defender right shoulder to shoulder, and then even with the ball at his feet, just kind of turned on the Jets. As pass behind Viafor will turn the ball back over for the Eagles. Good step there from Wentworth by Byrne. That one kind of sat right on the line there, just too wide.
Now, obviously, this Wentworth team didn't have the same accolades as Husson coming into this one, but that back line was very good for them. They returned the goalkeeper, only lost 2. So I'm very interested to see. I've said it before, just going to repeat myself, but I mean, I'm excited.
has a pass way out wide here. A nice little move inside there by Dylan Mitshood, another freshman out there. Except for Wentworth this time. Made a nice run up the middle there. This one's going to be sent out wide. Dubahall with it. Nice little give and go there. And that will get called every day of the week. Wentworth kind of swimmed around him to try to get to that one. Echeverse last year had some really sweet through balls to him as this one onto the backside, missed touch there. Castellanos doesn't manage to keep it in bounds. Echeverse tried to find him on that back post. But what I was saying right before that play of Echeverse is a very excellent passer in that middle for the Eagles. Along with Masamango and Alvarez out there, that Eagles midfield is really good at kind of getting the ball up to those forwards. Wentworth looking to slow this one down a little bit. Feels like every time they've tried to get this one up the middle, it hasn't quite worked out. As a little passing here between Mitshood and Beafor. That one will stray wide.
And bouncing off what you just said, Avery. That could be, like we said, the Eagles retained most of that central mid and back line. And they were shut down last year, so I can't imagine this year would bear much different.
Masamango, a first-team NAC player last year, technically as a midfield, but he almost acts as kind of a fourth defender out there for the Eagles. Shumway, very experienced graduate student. Infante and Molina both playing very significant minutes, especially Molina out there last season.
I don't think he got subbed off once, did he?
1,500 minutes last year over 19 games. Definitely a few games that he came out late in them, but usually Molina and Shumway were two of those players that even in games that the Eagles were up on, they would kind of leave those two in there.
You knew they were going to give you 90 no matter what.
Really that defense, the two wingers for the Eagles, both freshmen, but that kind of central defense, you include Masamango with that, is two seniors, two very experienced juniors out there. That one will stray wide. And that one misread by Molina. Mitshood now with some running room in front of him, tries to send this across. Fonte is going to come down and shut that. And he'll get foul called on him.
That's what we were talking about in the pregame, Avery, when Molina gets caught lacking, and this Wentworth team loves their through balls up high.
This is a very dangerous spot here. Obviously not one that you can put on target, but it's almost like a corner kick from about 6 or 7 yards further up the sideline. It's a golden opportunity here for Wentworth. Free kicks like this can change a game in an instant. This one sent middle. Molina gets there. The header first. Second ball back in. Falls to the feet of a Wentworth player. But like you said, hadn't quite managed to get himself back on sides. You see that a lot. Whole defense moves up the field. I think that's good coaching from head coach Gavin Penny out there of as soon as that one's cleared, the whole team moves up, and then all of a sudden those guys get left off sides. A little through ball attempt there from Molina. He's going to step to that one. And a ball over the top. It'll be a foot race to the corner between Infante. Wentworth player shot there, save. Second ball saved by Shumway, who gets to the ground. And that is some excellent defense right there.
Aren't we glad he's in grad school now?
That was sophomore Kyle Hallahan, who had 2 golden opportunities up there for Wentworth First one saved by the freshman goalkeeper in net. And Shumway getting to the ground, kicking that one out wide. We weren't 100% sure if he was going to be back this season. I believe he was part of that kind of senior celebration at the end of last year and chose to come back for another season, obviously still having some kind of holdover years from the COVID seasons. A lot of players kind of seen it across all sports. I saw it with Gunnar McAllister for the Husson Eagles lacrosse team, playing in his 6th season last year. A lot of these guys were able to come back for another season or two. Traverse sends this out wide to Molina. Molina's going to go right up the middle, making some moves, loses his footing, gets tangled up. The Eagles will get a free kick here, probably about 8 to 10 yards off of that 18. And this will be a direct kick here. We'll see if it'll be Alvarez taking this one. We saw him make a couple from this distance last year. See Molina going up there. Usually the Eagles kind of best kind of in the air header type player, as well as Shumway's up there. We might be seeing one just kind of trying to chip something right over the top of that wall, let someone get ahead on it. Also Alvarez, very capable of putting one in from this distance.
When we're sending Jimenez up a little bit in case of a counterattack.
It'll be a 3-man wall trying to protect Lawless's left side. Little trickery. Molina takes a shot as Masamongo sends that one in over the top. But just too tight of an angle there. Nice play by Lawless to shut that down. That was a clever little free kick kind of chance there for the Eagles. Showed Alvarez to take the shot. Let Masamongo just kind of float one into the back post.
Did a great job creating that 2-on-1 off all the runs.
This will be a chance here for the Eagles to try to kind of trap Wentworth in the corner. See, they're going to pressure all these guys out there. So Mongo comes in, sends this one out wide. Eagles' goal here will be to just keep this down there. One sent middle. Echeverse with the ball at his feet. Molina's going to send this one across, gets knocked over in the process. Good sportsmanship there between Midshoot and Molina. These two have been battling this whole game so far, up and down this kind of near sideline. Molina to Masamongo. Masamongo not really kind of an attacker for the Eagles, but can be very talented in that attacking third, just for passing reasons out there. That one a little too high for Shumway. You see it every once in a while, he'll just kind of stray his way in there, make a couple really key passes for the Eagles. Masamongo, only 1 goal in his career here at Husson. Has played over 2,500 minutes for the Eagles in those seasons. Nice little move by Castellanos. We've seen him make a couple of those. And the referee will have a little discussion with Lopez here. Hard contact on Keelier. Seems he kind of plays similar position to Masamongo. Kind of defensive midfield. And this one will be sent far up the right side. A couple Eagles defenders there. Ball trying to cross it, but too wide. We've seen Dylan Midshoot kind of open on that right side several times in this game, Kid.
Yeah, we have. I'm very interested to see how they plan to attack and defend at the same time.
seems so far their offensive strategy has really been to kind of push it up this right side, this near side to us, and try to send a ball back into the middle. Gasser sends the ball back. It's a dangerous little ball if that offense had kind of been pressuring that a little bit more. But plenty of time for Infante to pick that one up. Never liked those kind of high, floaty back passes. I think that was more meant to be of an on-the-ground type ball.
Wonder if they're going right back to Castellanos here. This is what they've been doing.
Molina ball over the top. Lopez gets on the end of it. He'll make a move past the defender. Pass to the backside, and shot and score from Florian Gasser, and he'll kick off this season with the first goal for the Eagles. Great little final pass there, Cade.
That was all teamwork right there. Saw a great through ball from the back line. 1, 2, 3, right to the back of the net. I feel like it was a matter of time with how much Husson was possessing and all their runs they've had.
You could kind of see that building from a mile away. You said, I wonder if they're going right back to Castellanos. Didn't go to him, went to Lopez, just past him. Found his way past the defender. A nice little flat ball. Those ones right across kind of the 6-yard line can be some of the most dangerous passes.
Especially in those 2-on-1 situations. Got to have good communication with your defenseman that's back there. If you're the goalie, just kind of hope you guys guess right.
And that's so difficult for a defender out there to kind of, especially you're trying to cover the guy with the ball and the guy playing off ball on him. This one skips its way over. That was offsides, but probably about 5 yards out there. Good job by the Eagles on that one, keeping a nice flat back line, not allowing Wentworth to kind of sneak in behind him. And the Eagles might catch Wentworth here on the counterattack, as Duval is going to go up the right side, lose it to a defender. A dangerous ball up the right side by the Eagles. Nice heads-up pass from Alvarez. Pass back to the middle. Gasser with a second chance here. Tries the heel ball just off of the goalkeeper. Gasser almost gets back-to-back goals on that one. Kind of got his back turned to the goal on that one, spun around. Tried to be a little bit creative with that one. That would have definitely been a highlight goal if you could heel ball one in about a minute after your previous goal. As a hard contact there from Gasser, just a second too late.
One thing to keep an eye on with this Wentworth team, they may have lost 11 games last year, but they kept every game very, very close. They battled to the end. Now, they did lose a lot of guys, but can't imagine that leadership, that style of play is going to go away.
1-0 is never a very comfortable lead.
Neither is 2-0. As soon as you get that one goal back.
The header there, not really much on it. Mudez settling under it. Hasn't really had to do a whole lot out there so far. We saw that one play that kind of leaked over the top of Shumway. Mudez managed to get a hand on it, send it out wide. That was probably about the first shots on target for him. Also had that play down low. As this one passed into the middle, we'll skip over the top. And that'll be an offsides call there, kind of right around the middle as this Eagles back line continues to play pretty far up the field.
And ever since that one opportunity that Wentworth had, we haven't seen Pedro Molina make a lot of those runs that he's known for. He's kind of staying back, playing more of a traditional defender role.
And a little bit of a missed pass there. Dylan Mitchud with it now in the middle. Gets it knocked away from behind by Molina, goes down. It's kind of one of those kind of 50-50 calls out there. I think that could have gone either way. Molina got some of the ball, though. That will leak off of a Wentworth player.
50-50 calls are always hard because it all depends on what coach you want to be mad at you more.
And Dubahal sends one into the box a little bit too close to the goalkeeper, though. As this one will be sent up the right side here. Wentworth looking to try to attack on the counterattack here. As this one sent way up the left field line here. And Fonte coming in to just clear that one. And a nice little step there from Dubahal to knock that one off of a couple defenders. And a good step there from Bermudez to clean that one up. He's going to roll this one out wide to Molina. Eagles here with some space in front of them, I think. See if Molina chooses to attack or pass here. Lopez to Alvarez. And Molina's is going to step to that one. He's a very strong defender out there. He can definitely take a lot of contact. Kind of makes these little plays where he runs through guys. They'll call a foul there on Wentworth. I think Molina would have preferred to get the advantage on that one. He kind of had running room in front of him. I think it was kind of back-to-back little kind of chips at his back ankle. We'll give this right back to Molina. Send it wide to Shumway. Shumway up to Echeverse. Gonna lose the touch there in the middle.
Wentworth is doing a great job at picking their moments on when to attack the Husson defense. Really pressure them, trying to get them off the ball more. They're doing a great job. If it gets close to the line, that's when they're going. Try to get a throw in, get that ball back, create an opportunity.
The Eagles here seem kind of content with that 1-goal lead to not really try to pressure that back line much. Thought their goalkeeper kind of had all day to just stand there with the ball. This one over the top to Mitchud.
It's a great read by your goalkeeper. If he reads that split second later, could be a 1-1 game starting back in the half.
And that seems to be about the only thing that's really been working for this Wentworth offense is that ball over the top of Molina. Molina, very excellent defender. They struggled with that over the top ball as a shot here. Saved. That was Castellanos out on the left wing. Gasser kind of let that one float through to him. He had a chance to kind of smash that one home.
Castellanos is doing a great job of just floating around that line, coming in when they need him, playing more of an inverted winger role, creating a lot of opportunities by doing that cutback, coming close to that 18 line.
And that was Lopez working out there up top. This one will be headed wide. Eagles will get another throw in here. And that one sent off of a Wentworth defender yet again. You see the Eagles having some throw-ins here in this attacking third. As this one will find its way off of a couple defenders and out to Shumway. As it will be Dubahal who will take the throw in up towards Lopez. There's a little hand fighting out there. Good play there by Lopez. I think the defender was trying to kick that off of his leg, kind of jumped right over top of it. Echeverse gets in front of it. That one will be to Molina. One's going to find its way out to Infante. Will be there first. Back to Bermudez. Eagles nip that attack in the bud. I think that wasn't a terrible touch from Molina. Mitchud right behind him. Kind of scooped that up from his back pocket. That one a little too high for Dubahal. will see Jacob
Entering the game for the Leopards, number
Brunile,
6, Jacob Cognati.
who will go out there on the right wing, place Mitchud. Mitchud having to make a lot of those big, long runs. It's probably around 80 degrees now out there.
It's one of those weird days where we're sitting here in the booth and the wind is getting a little cold, but I'm sure they're running around, going as fast as they can. They're feeling the 80 degrees a little bit more than we are right now.
It's definitely an interesting game time today. You don't see a lot of kind of noon weekday games during the school year. Obviously, Husson getting back to classes just this past week. Not really sure about Wentworth. I know they have another noon game tomorrow. On the weekend, that's a little more common, but you don't see a lot of kind of midday weekday games. It's hard. The Eagles would have loved a big crowd here for first game of the season. But I think about half the student body's probably
stuck in class right now.
There'll be a foul there going against Alvarez. He kind of got tangled up with a Wentworth player. It'll be Keelier who will take this one. A big leg on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to float this in right around kind of that space between the penalty spot and the corner of the 6-yard line. As he does float it right in there.
That was a really good ball. Husson defense got caught sleeping a little bit. It was almost a great opportunity if he could put his head on it.
It can be hard when you're trying to keep those guys off sides. Obviously, you don't want them just kind of standing there in the middle. But as a defender, it's hard to kind of time that break back, especially if they're running towards you and you have to turn and then run back. This one will be sent over to Infante. Going to send a long ball up over the top. Lopez, if he's onside, will have clear running room. But he will not be onside as the flag goes up. He was only a few feet off there. That one was definitely a close play.
Husson's not doing much of that traditional build-up play as we normally see him do. They're just trying to get it out wide, get it to those top three up front, try and create opportunities that way, get them to stall a little bit, get the midfielders up, cross it back in, trying to find that goal.
Masamongo clears this one to the middle, right to a Wentworth player. The Leopards will be on attack here. Keeler's going to take a shot. Nice save by Bermudez, as I think that one is on track to potentially go into that upper right-hand corner. He got just a fist on it.
That was a great read right there.
Obviously, Rechsteiner, the reigning kind of first-team goalkeeper for this Eagles squad, sitting this one out, dealing with a few little nagging injuries out there. But I know from talking to others amongst the kind of Husson soccer scene, a couple freshman goalkeepers that Husson brought in, apparently kind of very close to that Rechsteiner level of play out there. Rechsteiner will be the starter once he regains his health and be back out there. These other guys, no slouches out there as well.
Which is
Silva coming in for the Wentworth Leopards. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're good. I mean, that's high praise. If you got people on the team comparing you to a NAC first-team goalkeeper as a freshman, that is some high praise. So future is really exciting here in Bangor.
And Molina picks his pocket in the middle. This one bounces back out to Keelier. This one's going to go up over the top. Bermudez flips in there. I think he makes some contact with, I believe that's Infante out there. Yes. Infante will take a second to get back up out there. Regains his footing. I think he just kind of, I think him and Bermudez collided out there. Bermudez did kind of a backflip trying to get in there, punch that one out. He did. Not sure if him or Infante hit that last, but I never like to see teammates kind of crash into each other out there.
Just a little bit of miscommunication. Something that probably even itself out throughout the year, though.
As that one bounces off Bermudez's hands, that could have been dangerous. But enough time for him to just kind of pick that one up. And we've seen some pretty acrobatic plays from him out there. Bermudez, another guy, 5'10" on the roster sheet. We've seen him make some very agile plays as Masamongo sends one over the top to Castellanos. Makes a nice little move. We've seen him make some nice little dribbles up top. Pass into the middle to Etcheverse. Etcheverse thought about that one. Dubahal back into the middle. Finds Etcheverse, who goes down in the box. No foul call.
That has been Husson's staple so far. Giving it to Castellanos out wide, him cutting it back in, giving it to a trailing midfielder coming up. Creating opportunities that way.
It looked like Etcheverse there had kind of a little pocket of space right at the top of the 18. I remember watching it last year. He had some that kind of, it was a 50-50 one. He could take that shot, could make the pass. I remember talking to some of the guys, they just wanted him to just kind of shoot that first ball, try to get a rebound. Very accurate attacker out there. He scored several goals during their couple preseason matches. And that one will go off of Molina. There'll be a Wentworth throw-in coming up here. This will be a pass into the middle. Infante sends that one away sky high. There'll be a Wentworth throw-in here again. Wentworth right now has everybody pushed all the way up. We saw Lopez's speed earlier. I'd be surprised if the Eagles tried just a long ball over the top if they were to get this one cleanly. A big throw in into the box. So Mongo will just send it way sky high, and it will indeed be a foot race between Lopez and just not in time as that one trickles its way into the box. Masamongo tried to send that one way up there. Lawless will just send this one up towards the middle. Popped up. Nice little pass to the outside. Molina's going to let that one go off of a Wentworth player and out of bounds for the Eagles. Throw in here. 8:20 left here on this clock in the first half. No substitutions from the Eagles so far. Just 2 from Wentworth. Let's see if some more guys get in there in the second half. I think a second goal for the Eagles would definitely jog Gavin Penny a little bit. Maybe get a couple more of those young players out there. Try a few formations. These first few games are really just kind of about figuring out your identity as a team. You have a new set of guys, new players. Old formations don't always work with the new guys. You kind of have to build a team around your new players rather than your old players.
And we were talking about that a lot throughout the week as well. What formation are these guys going to try to run? What tendencies are they going to have?
And Infante there to save that one for the Eagles. The Eagles kind of caught arguing that call a little bit. They really have the defenders back. Yeah, I remember last year that formation changed several times throughout the season. Last year we kind of had a couple of those kind of bigger striker players that you could kind of just put one of them like right in the middle of the box. This season, at least today, they're kind of running a 3-4-3. Lopez definitely a little more offensively inclined than the rest of those strikers, but Etcheverse and Gasser both kind of up there as well.
Yeah, the lone striker, so his job is either if he gets a good through ball to take it and just try to score, or hold on up there at that midfield point, wait for all his other strikers to come and feed off each other.
And they'll fake a little easy ball. This one sent over the top. As Wentworth will keep possession, lose it to Etcheverse. Masamongo pass over to Dubahal, who will go down. Almost cleans out a Wentworth player in the process. See if this one's played short. It is. The Eagles will look to work this across the back line of their defense. Shumway to Infante, back to Molina. Molina to Gasser. Alvarez looking to send this one back across to the other side. Shumway to Dubahal. A little miscommunication there between the midfield. Lopez gets in there. He makes the play. He'll be fouled on that one.
Hugging it out, a good battle there.
He kind of had a chance there. He had gone past the defender, kind of got grabbed from behind. I think that's one that you could definitely have seen a card for kind of impeding path to the goal on that one. The Eagles here will have a chance. Potentially a shooting chance here, but also this is kind of in that distance, so you're going to try to float one onto that back post, sort of kind of how we saw Wentworth about 10 minutes ago have a chance like that. One of Molina or Shumway, I would imagine, would be on the end of this.
Or you could just try to Ronaldo curl it right in that top corner if you're feeling confident enough.
Alvarez certainly has the skill. A short little pass to the right side. All of us were wrong. Etcheverse tries to send this across. Dubahal almost gets a foot on it. And that's why we're up here in the booth and not down there on the sideline. The Eagles choose to kind of try a little bit of trickery on that backside.
Yeah, I'll just stick to my 7-on-7 men's league tactics and not these Husson University ones.
The tactics of shoot it whenever you have it.
Yeah, exactly. Stat pad and all that stuff.
Fonte calmly sends that one back to the middle. It will find its way to Wentworth, though. Etcheverse tries to step in and scoop that one away. Not managed to. They threw ball over the top. Molina tracking back. Take that one on his thigh. And over to Castellanos. Gasser back to Castellanos. And this one has markings of similar to pass play. Good defense, though, as that one will stay in. Castellanos gets it right back. Doesn't manage to get back across. As this one now coming back to the other side. Nice play there by Alvarez to just kind of get his toe on it and poke that one wide. This one popped up. Leopards will have it. Hard contact out there. That will be a foul on Molina. Just kind of boxed him out, but didn't really go towards the ball. Kind of have to make an effort to kind of go towards it. You can't really just put your back into a player.
Both these teams are getting a little aggressive out there. No cards yet, but if it picks up, we might have to see one just to calm it down a little bit.
The Eagles team definitely, I wouldn't call them, definitely not a dirty team out there, but they play with some fire, and if both teams are kind of hitting into each other, the Eagles are not a team to kind of back down from contact. Probably either trying to send a similar ball from earlier.
See how Husson defends this one. Last time they let some face cuts happen, they got in on the keeper, just missed that opportunity, mistimed the header for Wentworth.
See Gasser here. I think he's going to try to cover that front side, not let someone streak right in front of the Eagles. This one high. Shumway gets ahead on it. I think there was a Wentworth player on that back post.
Yeah, there was. If he kept that down a little bit, that one could have been a dangerous one, but it was well defended, taken care of.
I saw that one, the Eagles, rather than kind of letting players run in front of them, they had a couple guys who didn't really have a mark, sort of say, but more were just meant to anything inside or close. They weren't letting that ball get through.
It was more of a zone defense on that one instead of the traditional man-to-man.
It'll be under a minute here, 50 seconds and counting now. This first half, the Eagles up 1. See a lot happen in the final 30 seconds of a half, though. As Gasser up to Lopez. Ref thought about it, won't make the call. Zubahal had Gasser streaking up the middle. 30 seconds now, over back to Lopez. Lopez is going to try to get a shot off wide of the goal, though. That was kind of one of those ones, take a shot or just kind of leave it short, leave it to a player on that back post. And I think Lawless will just kind of let this clock run down. The Eagles there almost had a chance. Looked like handball call could have been made. I think Lopez's hands were kind of down. It just kind of bounced up off of his foot, unintentional. The Eagles will go into the half up 1-0. You see anything in that first half you'd like to see continue or change in the second half, Caden?
I really like how Husson's attacking the wings right now. I think we got some, could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure we got some Wentworth freshmen on those fullback positions. So Husson's attacking them, and they're doing a great job. I'm thinking of Castellanos, how he's doing a great job cutting back into the middle, feeding the trailers, and that's creating a lot of opportunities for this Husson team. And I'm liking their defense right now. We did see Molina get caught a little bit, but towards the end there, he stayed back a little bit more. None of the big opportunities happened.
We'll see what happens in the second half. We'll be back in about 10 minutes of play here. 15 minutes, pardon me, as that clock gets changed. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Aiden Crenoweth. We're here as the Eagles are up 1-0 over Wentworth Institute of Technology Leopards. The Eagles will bring back pretty much 10 out of the 11 of that starting group that played the entire first half. The number 12 sophomore Arik Weinstein, who will be going out there to replace that wing position. Will take over for Castellanos. Castellanos putting in a lot of running in that first half. I bet you it wouldn't surprise me if Dubahal over here on this near side by us also gets replaced somewhere in this half, at least for a spell. As obviously both these teams, a lot of guys who are very, very in shape right now, but not everybody can run for 90 minutes straight out there. The Eagles had an excellent goal from Florian Gasser in that first half. Pass from freshman Hugo Lopez across the middle to him. I think the Eagles definitely played the better ball in that first half. When you say so, Caden?
I would definitely say so. And one thing we forgot to mention before going into that half is the stellar play by Bermudez so far. Freshman in his first college game. He's out there, he's commanding it. He's doing a great job keeping that ball out of the net. The only thing that was a little scary is his collision with his defenders, but so far, no complaints.
I'd say the one other red flag for the Eagles was there was several plays that the offensive player for Wentworth got in behind Molina, which is something that I'm sure Coach Gavin Penny kind of pulled Molina aside at that halftime and kind of told him, you need to watch that guy on your back shoulder. Molina loves to kind of go up on offense. You can't kind of let that guy just kind of get free reign into that back post area. Seems like the Eagles are coming out in this half a little bit more pressure intensive on offense. We saw them in that first one kind of let a few balls play. That one kind of goes off of Nina's backside out there. He'll get fouled, trying to kick that one clear.
As you said, Eagles are coming out a little bit more aggressive, which means they got to be a little bit more defensive as well. If they're going to start pushing a little bit harder, these counterattack opportunities are going to come a lot more frequently, and we almost saw one right there just break loose, but it was great defense by Pedro Molina.
Bermudez in that first half for the Eagles made 3 saves on 4 shots against him. One of the other ones was probably wide. Actually, one of those ones was saved by Shumway on the ground out there. You can see Wentworth also trying to put some pressure on him. Wentworth goalkeeper Lawless let in 1, made 4 saves on 8 shots, so the Eagles led 8-4 in that category. As you can see, that speed already from Weinstein. Remember him having a really sweet goal last season that he just kind of streamed out of nowhere up the left side and just buried one home for the Eagles. Bermudez comes way out of his box on that one to clear it wide.
It has been a very weird first half. These counterattacking through balls that Wentworth is putting through, Husson's had a little bit of trouble here in the first couple of minutes.
And this will be a throw in into the box. Weinstein heads it straight up and back out. This is Redondo with the ball here. Seen him has the arm power to kind of get this one, not quite all the way across the box, but kind of around to that 6-yard line. That one goes right to the 6-yard line. This one sent up back post and finds its way home past the diving gloves of Bermudez. That one kind of bounced around out there in the middle of the 6-yard line and then just went right over the top of Bermudez's head.
I'm not even really sure what happened back
Wentworth
there.
goal, scorer number 17.
All I can tell you
Dukeshire.
is we got a trainer going out for Bermuda as he took a hard collision into that.
I think he kind of made contact with the post and or that kind of lower bar out there.
Which is where most goalie injuries come from. Getting a little bit too aggressive around that post. But going back to that goal, I don't even know how that really happened. Ball just bounced around a couple. Had a nice little floater right into the pocket.
And I think we mentioned it earlier, Alex Redsteiner not playing in this one. The Eagles bringing in 3 new goalkeepers, though, including Bermudez, who has regained his feet out there. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes out of this one, though. Obviously, it's kind of first game of the season. And a non-conference game isn't necessarily the point where you want to push your freshman goalkeeper to stay out there. It'll be Carlos Galoni.
For the Eagles, entering the game, number 13, Carlos Galani.
Bermuda is really slow coming off.
He had been playing it so great in that one.
We just mentioned it. Is this the announcer's curse everybody tells me about?
Yeah, you just had your first announcer's
Wow,
curse
that's,
out there.
oh my God. I feel terrible. Don't even know how to feel.
Holding his head out there. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocked himself, kind of on, not knocked out, but kind of stunned himself on that front post. I know I've done that before. Back when I played, obviously, I wasn't a goalkeeper, but kind of on corner kicks. You're going all out to try to get on one of those balls. It's not that hard to just kind of stray a little too far right into a goalpost.
Husson just tried that 6-man kickoff rush that they tried to start off the game. It was the same result.
That goal was scored by Jacob Dukeshire there for Wentworth. Couldn't quite catch a number right off the bat. Kind of went off of like 3 or 4 guys. Looked like it was going high and then just kind of found its way right into the back post. Edgeverse with some footwork there in the middle. Finds Weinstein. Tries to make his way past. Pass back up the middle. Asamongo, the captain, steps in to Alvarez, to Molina, over towards Dubahal. And it will be wide to Shumway. As Dubahal is going to get called for the foul there. I don't think that was really intentional. He was kind of down on the ground. A player got kind of shoved over top of him on that one. We have pass high over the top. Shumway there heads it back to the goalkeeper. And Maloney gets his first touches on the ball for the Eagles. Coming in as a sophomore, grade-wise, technically freshman here for the Eagles. This one bounced up, Petroverse and Gasser there for the Eagles. Gasser will get foot on it, gets past his defender, past a second defender. You'll find Lopez. Lopez trying to work his way through. And a couple different players go down. I think Gasser went down first. And it will be Eagles ball here in a very dangerous spot. You see that defense moving up. The midfield will drop back for the Eagles. Galoni, the goalkeeper for the Eagles, though, out of Venezuela. Joins a couple other players out of Venezuela for the Eagles, including Echeverse and Morales.
Some subs coming in right now.
That's a low ball. Lopez there Awesome Mongo ball off of Molina. Molina still with it. Scrum for it, kicked wide and out up top. Weinstein there will send one way back towards Galoni.
High pressure here from Wentworth. Let's see how the keeper does.
Galoni gets around on it, back up towards Weinstein. Weinstein being told to just get this one up the field a little bit. You need to let that defense get back. He thinks he has Molina behind him. Pass to no one. Ball over the top and goal. As that one missed pass from Weinstein.
Just an absolute breakdown right there. The breakout was not good enough coming out. Poor pass leads to an easy goal. Not exactly a tap in, but it's as easy as it can get for a shot.
And it will be Echeverse and Gasser coming out for Alejandro Mora and Miguel Morales. That was a tough one for Weinstein as Dukeshire gets
number 11,
second goal of the game.
And number 22, Miguel Morales.
But on that one, I think Weinstein thought he had a defender. One of his own players behind him went to go send a ball backwards. Instead, it found its way just straight to the opposing player. Very calm and collected, sent a ball right over top of Galliconi's head. And Morales will take it here in the middle, gets knocked down. The Eagles here will get a free kick from pretty much prime position here. Morales a little slow to get up. To walk this one off.
Now this is a position where you got to see where your returners step in right here. I mean, we got, like we mentioned, we lost 14 guys. But we retained most of that back line. Let's see how these players captain this team, keep them in this game, head in it. It would always show best when you're a goal down in the second half. See if the wheels fall on the bus or they just keep trucking.
And we saw a couple earlier in that first half that were kind of in that weird kind of tweener range that you could shoot it, you couldn't shoot it. This is one that I think Alvarez is going to put this one on goal. Those guys in the box are more meant to just kind of get anything off of the goalkeeper as that one goes off of the wall. And Molina will kick that one off of a defender. I do think Alvarez was trying to shoot that one. Ball quick in. Morales goes down. Another foul here. That one will be in that crossing range, though. Yeah, and like you said, it's hard these first few games. You don't really have an identity as a team yet. You know, Masamago kind of is the captain this year. He served, I believe, as a captain last year as well as a junior. But I know Gerard Arias, one of the players who left for the Eagles, was a very, very important leadership figure for this team. I've known as kind of like the dad amongst the players out there. And Morales will take this one. He's going to send a ball high and wide. That one's too high and wide. That one didn't really have a chance from the start. There'll be a goal kick coming up here for Wentworth. Has been Dukeshire who scored both the goals for Wentworth so far in this one. Two shots on goal. 2 goals for him. Both of them kind of weird goals out there. That first one kind of bouncing around was the final guy on it. That last one, a missed pass from the Eagles. Just leads to a wide open chance, 1v1 with the goalkeeper. That one's going to be wide. I think that's going to be, I'm going to say this is the first corner kick of this game for the Eagles.
And going back to Dukeshire scoring both those goals, him and Jimenez I don't want to say have to step up offensively, but they lost their 3 top goal contributors in the offseason. The only 2 of the top 5 that came back was Dukeshire and Jimenez.
This one sent middle off the goalkeeper, bounces around. That was almost a golden chance there. That one sat and a dead stop there for a second, right at from midpoint between the 6 and the penalty spot. Another ball in. Asamongo goes up for it, gets knocked down. Shumway gets his knee over it off of a defender, though. Infante back into the back post. Alvarez to the middle. Goalkeeper gets a hand on it. The Eagles now wanting to play some more press offense, it seems. As a clean tackle there, a hard tackle. Definitely a clean one. Shumway, I think, arguing for a handball there just a few plays earlier. I went right up and it almost looked like the guy kind of held it there for a second. Definitely not an intentional one. This one sent back to Maloney. He's going to send this one sky high. And Masamongo will send this over to Alvarez. Some nice passing. That's the Husson team, remember, from last year. That quick little passing inside can be so dangerous for him. Dubahal going right into 4 players. Sets it back to Alvarez. Lopez going around the outside. Sends a ball across. That one will bounce wide for a corner kick now for the Eagles. It'll be Alvarez here taking this one from the left side of the goal. Alvarez, a lefty out there. Try to pull this one in towards that front post. You see the Eagles. I think they got, I want to say, 7 guys inside the 6-yard line right now.
I'm not great at math, but that's what I'm seeing too. This is an interesting tactic. Just crowd the keeper.
Referee going in there trying to kind of make sure there's not too much shoving. These ones you'll see a lot of very borderline fouls right as soon as this whistle blows. As soon as this kick goes, there's going to be a lot of shoving right in. Oh, and it bends its way in as Alvarez scores from the corner kick. I was not expecting that, as that just kind of pulled its way in. Goalkeeper's running up.
Scorer number 9, Mario Alvarez.
That was something, Avery. How about that?
That was a goal and a half there, Caden, as that one, beautiful play. Eagles kind of scrummed the goalkeeper. Obviously, we talked about Lawless, 5'8". I think the Eagles put about 6 guys right in his grill. Didn't really let him have chance to even get towards the ball. You saw him run back out to the referee. I think he was calling that he got held on that one.
No, we ran that play a lot when I played high school. And we didn't have, our tactic wasn't to try to score on it from the corner. Our tactic was try to get it to the guys making the rush from the 18 and just make it a havoc for the goalkeeper to try to spot the ball. So that's where I originally thought the Eagles were going to go, but I guess they had a different route than me.
I don't think anything angers a goalkeeper more than when he can't, literally see off of a corner kick and have players they're so used to kind of being in their own kind of little area out there. Most of the game, they're all alone. They don't really come in contact with a lot of players. And then you see it on some of those corner kick plays. Teams like to put players right on the goalkeeper and just kind of bug them, get in their head. Don't let them kind of have clear vision. And then I think, like you said, I don't think Alvarez was trying to make that one either. I think he's trying to curl that right into where all those guys are. Let there be a little scrum. Anybody who gets a foot on it is just trying to put it goal side. Gets a little bit more curl. I want to say he had one of those a few years ago. I think his freshman year, he bent one in. Gets a lot of curl with that left foot. Big goal for the Eagles. Ties this one back up 2-2. out of conference, not really important in terms of kind of how conference standings finish out, obviously. When you make that, if you were to win the MAC championship again for the Eagles, that out-of-conference record comes into play with where your seeding is, where you go for your first matchup. We saw the Eagles last year having to go play a very difficult opponent. That first match, they played Amherst. Eagles looking to use some of the momentum from that corner kick goal here in this final 30 minutes of play. This one finds Morales in the middle. He's going to cut it back. Pass over to Shumway, too far for him. Morales leaks that a little bit too far in front of him. Brunel will go back out there. Looks like for the Eagles, we might see our first appearance coming up here from Nico Puerta, the freshman, also from Madrid, Spain. Kind of joins about, let's say, 6 or 7 guys from that Spanish group, all from kind of the same region of the world.
We were just talking about this at the break, how Husson recruits 8 Spanish guys to come to Bangor, Maine, of all places. I'm sure it wasn't on their radar going into their junior years of high school, but they make this team fun to watch, and they've made a really big impact, almost every single one of them.
Masamongo here, players around him. This is a good chance for the Eagles. Morales sends this one off of a defender's foot. The Eagles will get another corner kick here. Back to what you were saying, though, I think Coach Gavin Penny's done a great job in his tenure here at Husson. In his 8th season now, you're seeing more and more every year players coming in who are just kind of talented international students. He's done a great job. Penny, obviously from England himself originally. He's done a very good job international recruiting. I know a lot of these guys kind of found Husson through portals and through kind of word of mouth. Part of it is once you kind of get a championship group together that is from out of country, now every other kid you try to recruit after that, you can kind of show them results of this is what happens when you come over to America and you play these matches and we win the championship kind of thing.
It obviously helps. Kids want to win, especially if they're going to travel halfway across the world for it.
The Eagles again putting bunch of players right in Lawless's face here. Pass into the middle. Goal for Shumway as he gets over the top. But there is a flag that goes up, I believe.
Can't tell if that was for offsides, but the ref also had a little elbow motion to him if there was a foul when the ball was coming in.
I think Shumway might have been called for a foul. There's a lot of pushing and shoving that goes in on those type of plays. But tough one for Shumway. Did a good job getting up. Perfect ball into him. Got over the top. He's the guy I always look for on those kind of looping balls. Obviously, Molina scored a lot of those, but Shumway, I believe, is probably over 6 foot for this Eagles group. Tall guy, senior, grad student, has kind of that knowledge of the play. A lot of kind of headers. It's just timing that jump correctly. It can be hard for young players. This one sent wide. Another corner kick here for the Eagles.
And going back to what we were saying about the out-of-country prospects that Husson have brought in, they're not just here to play soccer. They're great guys in the community as well. I mean, I went to 3 basketball games, and every single time, soccer players from the international countries in there running the snack shacks.
Morales back to the middle. Player goes down. And they'll slow this one down, let the offense get back up there. I know, talking to a lot of these guys in the off season here, a lot of them both came here to play soccer, and then also Husson, known for having good academics as well. A lot of international players kind of see America as a very kind of golden area to kind of get a very good education out there.
Number 3, Sam Biafort.
A lot of these guys very talented in the classroom as well. And there's a call there. It will be out wide. Be a free kick here coming up for Wentworth. Morales trying to slow him down a little bit out there. Let his team get set defensively. That one nowhere close to the goal out there. I'll be wide right.
For the Eagles, entering the game, number 39, Josh Neto.
Josh Neto coming in here for Dubahal. He's been out there this whole game so far.
I'd really want to see Husson start attacking those wings like they did last time. Wentworth looks a little bit more prepared for it, but if they can force it one way, cross it to the other, he's been open. Either one of those wings have been open both times.
Neto, a very speedy midfielder out there, can be a very scrappy player. Has a nose for kind of getting around the goal here as Lopez turns on the Jets. He'll take some contact ball across. If there was anyone at that back post, they had 3/4 of the goal wide open out there. As this one will be out for a corner kick here for the Eagles.
I mean, the last one didn't count, but so far this half, they're 2 for 2 on corners in terms of getting them in the net.
We'll see if they keep bending this one right in. Every once in a while, you'll see them. They keep bending this one in over and over again, and then there's just one that they play this kind of short ball right to Weinstein, right there at the top of the 18. Let him just kind of tee something up and smash it towards the rest of the guys and hope it bounces around. The Eagles go back post over the top of Puerta's head. It's a little too far there for Moore. I think he'd like that 5 yards shorter right in the middle. One pass out wide. Mongo gets a foot on it. He'll be called for the foul. And there'll be a handball call on that one. Another freshman coming in here. Leonardo Miko will be going in up top for Lopez, I would think. Conte back to his feet here. See, I think I brought it up in that first half, kind of pondering whether or not Coach Penny would kind of bring in some more of these guys in this later part of the game. I don't think obviously he wants to win, but it's not really the most important thing in these first few games. More about kind of building as a team, testing out your guys in a game, real game script. Obviously you can learn a lot from those early scrimmages, but I don't think players are still putting their whole out during those couple minutes.
It's one thing to look out for too.
Substitution for the Eagles.
When I was playing, we called them practice frauds, guys who light it up in practice, but you put them in game situations and they just kind of disappear on you. But then there's guys who might look average in practice, but then their high game IQ changes the game, and I'm glad that Gavin Penny is really trying to find his guys right now. What do you think, Avery? We're going to see another bend in right here?
We'll see. I think he's going to keep trying to put this one. They're not really putting anybody out here. That'd be where I would think I would see it. Morales does have a very excellent right foot. Could try to just smash this one in. Indoor ball up top to Porta, all alone out there. This one sent right across the middle. That's what I don't totally like about putting everybody right on the box there.
But what that also does, Wentworth didn't have one guy ready for a counterattack. Everybody on Wentworth had a man and was defending. So there was no counterattack opportunities. Husson could have just gotten that ball right back, regrouped, and went for another attack.
And the new freshman up there, Leonardo D'Amico, of Turin, Italy. That's the first Italian player we've had on this team in the last couple of years. See how he does out there. Fonte sending one up over the top. This will be pretty far. It's enough room for Lawless to pick that one up. Should have been 2 or 3 feet wider. Might have had a little bit of a chance there for those couple guys to get to it. The graduate student Alex Bryant going in here in a moment. Mora doesn't quite manage to keep that one in bounds. What a great game for us too, Kane, to just kind of learn a lot of these new names out there.
Oh, man. I'll still struggle with them first couple of games, I will admit.
There'll be a throw-in going Wentworth's way. They'll have a chance here in a very attacking position. Redondo is going to come up and take that throw. Saw that a lot in the first half. Big arm on him, capable of getting it well into the box. This one skipped up high. Molina gets there over the top of Masamango's head. Still kind of in there, bouncing off the end line.
Substitution for the Eagles entering the game, number 34, Alex Bryant.
Alex Bryant will go in there. Graduate student. Bryant probably has, he has the role as definitely the biggest guy on this Husson team. They're just kind of imposing size out there. Not someone I'd want to run into on defense. This little play by Mora, getting past, scooping his way through. He'll get his foot hooked on that one. There'll be a yellow card on that. I think he'll get him for kind of impeding Mora's line to the goal.
Card issued to Wentworth, number 17, Jacob Dukeshire.
And the multiple-time goal scorer here for Wentworth. He had 2 goals last season, so getting his season started underway, equaling his goal total. Senior out of Nashua, New Hampshire. A 2-time All-State player back in high school. See if Mora gets a green light here. Eagles lining up. Trick play. I bet you they're going to come running right across the middle here. Mora does take the shot. Well too high for him.
Leaned a little bit too far back on that one. Wasn't too sure what he was trying to do, if he was going to go for the shot or trying to hit someone coming in late, but either way, sailed it over.
And number 27, Dylan Mashad.
Couple Wentworth subs coming here into this one. Similarly to Husson, I bet you Wentworth's trying to do the same strategy, get some younger guys in there, let them kind of get their sea legs, sort of say, underneath them. Your first college games can definitely be some of their more nervous ones. So that could have been called a handball on that one as well. Neto knocks that one wide.
I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Wentworth is really trying to see who their guys are in these intense games, close games. I mean, they got 13 freshmen, or at least 13 new guys, 2 transfers coming in. I mean, that's a big class. They could be dangerous 4 years from now if everybody sticks around.
As Neto will send this one over towards Shumway. Into Porta. He'll get called offsides on that one. And a big kick there. Shumway gets ahead on it. Masamongo will be called for kind of, I forget what the exact terminology is of that one, but of knocking the legs out from underneath them. You're not allowed to kind of be underneath them when they're jumping for the ball. It'll be Keelier, and the free kick taker for this team. Let's see what he's choosing to do here, kind of beckoning over towards Redondo. And send a ball over the top, headed away by Morales. Porta sends one over the top of D'Amico's head. Shumway to Mora. Mora, nice little toe poke there to get that back out to Shumway.
Wentworth is doing a great job right now at just suffocating the ball handlers. We are seeing 2 Wentworth defenders on a Husson player with the ball almost every time, which is really stalling the counterattacks right now.
Eagles substitution entering the game. Number 2, Marcos Chanlate.
Marcos Chanlate will come in for the Eagles. He'll replace Masamongo. There's only 2 guys out there now who started this one, that being Shumway and Molina. The 2 very key defenders for the Eagles. Latte missing last season. Played 2 years ago, though, for the Eagles. Not a real technical newcomer to the team, but new for the roster. As this one off of the post, and that was Weinstein who came in very, very late and knocked that one wide. As that's Shumway who's going to take his time getting up. Thought that one was going to find its way into the post again. I think Weinstein got beat on the backside, but then made the clutch play at the end of that one to just kind of kick it out.
That was a great job by the Husson defense, standing tall, standing in there, getting that ball out, never giving up until that ball fully crosses that goal line. Obviously, I wish we had a camera down there, see how close that truly was, but from up here, it was right there.
Well, that hit this near side post to us. It kind of bounced straight middle.
Substitution for the Eagles.
Weinstein managed to get, that's a couple nice saves now from the Eagles defenders, almost playing as a second goalkeeper out there. Nathan Chamberlain will replace Shumway out there. Shumway will walk off under his own power.
Hopefully that's nothing too serious. We'll see him back here Sunday. Obviously, we've said it before, he led the team in minutes last year. One of our key defenders. Defense won't be the same without him if he's out too long.
Shumway averaging 81 minutes a game last season. Nathan Chamberlain, a junior, Buxton, Maine. Bonnie Eagle High School graduate.
I'm not really sure
think it got blown dead. I don't think it had ever kind of gone out.
Yeah, I think it got blown dead right before. I think they're going to let Wentworth do a drop ball here.
I'm not sure if the Eagles had possession. They will get drop ball possession. The Eagles, using the sportsmanship play, will just send this one up the field. That's a good play there from the Eagles. Shumway comes jogging up this sideline. Seems like he's walked it off. It's one of these ones now. Tie game. 11 minutes left. You're not going to put one of your best defenders back in there.
If it was the Thomas Colleges or the Maine Maritimes of the world, I could see it happening come November, but early season first game, out of conference opponent, you don't want your stars getting hurt too early here.
Yeah, I think if this was a playoff MAC soccer, I don't think Shumway would have even come off the field, much less had the chance to go back in there. This one finds its way to Mora, trying to get through some defenders. And I think the big things, I know we talked about it, that it doesn't seem like the Eagles have managed to send their ball up the middle as much this game. And part of that is just the fact that Wentworth has been smothering in the middle. There's a chance there for them. That was number 7, Christopher Jimenez.
Which is why it's been a little weird. We haven't seen... Ever since Castellanos came off, we haven't seen that outside be as much of a threat as it was in the first half. Husson's been more trying to go to the middle and then out instead of the out then in.
But they haven't managed to really. We saw a lot in last season. A lot of their goals are kind of formed through little quick passes in the middle. This Wentworth team has done a good job of just kind of clogging that down as Morales takes a shot just wide of the goal. That had the right height, just a little bit too wide. And
Wentworth entering the game.
Kyle Hallahan coming back into this one. One sent up the middle. Big Alex Bryant getting in there, sending that one towards Mora. This one bounces back to Mora and almost had a chance there to take a quick shot on that one. Had the ball at his feet midway through that 18 line. The Wentworth throw-in. Neto sends this one middle, not where you want to be heading that one. As Hallahan with speed in front of him. Nice play there by Chamberlain, just trying to get that one wide.
It was an excellent play by Chamberlain. That ball got through. There was a wide 2-on-1 happening.
It's one of those tough ones as a defender. You never want to just give a team a corner kick, but you'd rather give a team a corner kick than it's kind of a free line at the goal. Be Wentworth's first corner here in a while. This one's sent middle. Couple guys miss it. Back out towards Puerta. Malate with it. Gonna send one over the top. Molina, long run up the middle. Will get possession of it off of the goalkeeper. Shot and score from number 32, Leonardo D'Amico will get his first goal as a Husson University Eagle on the finish. And that was another pretty one.
Wow. All right, we haven't seen that from Molina so much this game after he got caught in that first half, but he went flying off that corner kick right into the counterattack. Did a great job holding up just enough so the Husson could get there. Has some of his teammates catch up, and now they are in good position.
Yeah, and a great goal from D'Amico, but that one was just set up by just an inspirational run there from Molina. That's what we saw a lot from him last season. Just he's playing left back, and he got up there to the right wing all alone. Ball almost over the top, had Mora free, didn't quite get to him. But Molina just kind of making this cross-field run up towards the right side. Almost had it himself, bounced right back. D'Amico, very calm play from the freshman, was able to just kind of settle on top of that and bury that home. Chamberlain keeps on his feet. And great defense there from the Eagles.
Is that Molina again?
Both Molina and Chamberlain. I think that first one by Chamberlain, those are hard ones as a defender. You're on your back heels just trying to keep the guy in front of you. Get to your knees, knock him aside. And then another play by Molina on that back post to just block the cross back over.
This is a big moment right here. I expect Wentworth to absolutely pack the box.
You can see the Eagles have all 11 players inside that 18 line. They're not going to let up a goal here with 6 minutes and counting. See if the Eagles try to kind of not park the bus, so to say, but more just keep a couple extra guys back here. Molina gets on top of that one. He's just going to send this one sky high, foot race back. I think Lawless will have plenty of time to scoop this one up.
I expect Wentworth starts sending a lot more guys up, keeping less back. Counterattacking opportunities could open up for Husson. Not necessarily that they need any right now, as they're probably going to try to pack the box themselves. Stay back and defend.
Leaning into that defense will be Kiko Sanchez entering the game here soon for the Eagles. Kiko kind of played as a defensive midfielder in the playoffs for the Eagles a lot. They'll put him in probably for one of those couple wingers and just kind of drop him back, let him play more defensively for them. Let these couple young guys just kind of do their thing up top. That one will be too straight on the pass from Morales. Needed that one more wide. Lawless back to the middle. Latte with it here, trying to get it back. Good step there from Weinstein. Like Weinstein's done really well here since that. He had that one kind of missed pass for the Eagles that led to the second goal from Wentworth. Since then, done a great job defensively out there for them. Make sure he keeps back. Sanchez will go in for Neto.
Probably just a little bit of a knock the rust off moment.
Substitution for the Eagles, number 5, Kiko Sanchez.
Normally a pretty solid guy back there.
Sanchez, a grad student from Madrid. He's definitely assuming a little bit of a leadership role for them, maybe trying to take over that Gerard Arias kind of father figure role for these young guys out there. You know, for a lot of them, it can be hard. Kind of first year stateside, obviously a lot of them dual language, English and whatever, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese. It can be hard sometimes your first time in the States, just kind of figuring out where stuff is, who to talk to.
Culture as well.
Having those senior, older players who have been here for 4 or 5 years, experienced that culture for 4 or 5 years, can be a really big kind of key part of those first couple years for players. A great play there from Sanchez, right as we're talking about him. Sends Morales to the races. He gets it picked away from him, though. If he had kept that ball for just a split second longer, would have had a chance at a shot. Huerta backside to D'Amico. D'Amico tries to send one back middle. Mora gets a foot on it right into the hands of Lawless. As Bryant comes in from deep to make that play, tracking back, gets a foot in front of it. That's a great defensive recovery there from Bryant. Bryant, not the fastest guy out there.
Number 25, Jordan
Brad
Smith.
Student played a lot of soccer in his day. I think has that kind of game IQ that you were talking about earlier. That one sent middle, knocked out wide. Molina not really back where he was. Chamberlain pokes that one away.
Another great play there by Bryant, poking that away from the defender who was about to hit the volley.
Both Bryant and Chamberlain, since coming in for Shumway and Infante, have made some great defensive plays out there.
They've stepped up, which I'm sure is what they wanted them to do.
Definitely great as a player who doesn't start the game to make a good impression out there for your coach. Huerta comes away with it, but you come in off the bench. You never want to come in off the bench and then not really do much of anything. But if you come in off the bench and make an immediate impact, it kind of shows your coach, like, yes, I didn't start this one, but I'm more than ready to play out there. And the Eagles are going to have to try to hang on to the ball here for just about another minute 30. Either there's going to be a little bit of time wasting, sort of say, but Eagles right here off this throw-in are more than happy to just kind of boot this as far that way as possible. Waste 15 seconds of play.
They like to say, try to get it to the opposite flag if you can. Get it to those corners, make those defenders run, kill more time, and then take away all their passing opportunities.
As they will indeed just boot this back. I think that's also a little bit of just good sportsmanship. This one sent sky high. Bryant going high. Chamberlain with it will just kick this one wide and up. Nice ball by Chamberlain. Sanchez with it now. Will just take the ball at his feet. Huerta. Eagles content to just dribble this up the sideline. We'll even see Morales go towards goal. Minute, nice little heel ball there. Trying to find Weinstein. Molina's going to slow this one down. Eagles lose it right back to Huerta. Sends one over the top. Mora with it. Will get a foot on it. Great save by the goalkeeper, timing that one up. Mora almost just bumped that right past him. As Bryant comes in hard, the foul will be called. Sanchez coming in there, the captain, pushing away his defenders. He'll get the card if anything. Coaches and fans going wild over that one. Bryant got up high, got clean hit on it. Hit him pretty hard on the way down, though, I think would be, that's the thing you would see as a call. I think a great job by Sanchez there. You don't want to let Molina get a yellow card in 20 seconds left in a game that you're winning. Those yellow cards can build up. Players can miss time. Sanchez knows he would rather take that yellow card himself
That was
Another
great
guy out
leadership
there.
by Kiko, who we mentioned earlier as someone who might have to step up in that leadership role.
Eagles will have a 3-man wall here. Julier over the ball. Probably 30 plus yards out of the goal.
And this could be Wentworth's last chance. I don't know. Can't really see clocks hitting. I mean, the sun's hitting the clock perfectly.
20 seconds left on that one. Coach Penny still arguing that pass call. This one over the top. Molina coming in, saving it. Bounces to a Wentworth player. Kicked wide. Mora will
Great
just
job.
send it way up there. Under 10 seconds now. Wentworth would just have to send this one up. Maybe get a last-second play on it. Bryant gets it. Mora with the ball at his feet. And that will end the game as the Eagles come away with a victory in the first game of the season. They will start off 1-0. As plays all around from this Eagles team. Great corner kick goal from Alvarez. Goal from a freshman. And then that pretty goal from Gasser early on in this one.
Back in action at home on Sunday when they
It
host
was
the
a
annual
fun
conference.
game to watch, Caden.
Oh, that was something. Couldn't have asked for a better one to come back to. Now I'm excited. We got more games coming up this weekend. Husson's back in action this Sunday, I think, against Emerson.
The men's team will play Emerson this weekend just after the women's team plays Marion College, I believe. So tune in for both of those. That'll be the women's team home opener as well. Bunch of sports here. Football goes on tomorrow. Field hockey tonight at 7 down at the Winkin. Wentworth will go to Colby Sawyer on Saturday before going back home for their first home game against Clark University next Wednesday. The Eagles start this one off on a high note. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to this broadcast for the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenowworth. Have a good night.